The cameras were rolling, the lights were blinding, and Dylan Wang, usually so composed, so careful, suddenly went silent. It was supposed to be a regular press conference, a celebration of his new drama, a showcase of confidence and charm. But when a reporter mentioned one name, everything changed. Shen Yue. That name, soft yet electric, cut through the air like a spark. And for a moment, Dylan forgot how to breathe. Fans watching the live broadcast could sense it instantly. The flicker in his eyes, the sudden shift in his voice, the quiet ache that no media training could disguise. Because behind the polished smile of the rising star was a heart still haunted by memories he'd tried to bury. No one expected the press conference to turn into an emotional storm. The reporters had gathered to talk numbers, ratings, and achievements. But the mention of Shen Yue, his former co-star and rumored first love, turned the spotlight into something deeper, something painfully human. For years, fans had whispered about their bond. From Meteor Garden to interviews filled with shy glances. From backstage laughter to the quiet moments they thought no one saw. But as their careers took separate paths, rumors of distance and unspoken heartbreak began to swirl. And now, after months of silence, her name had returned to his world. In front of every flashing camera, every curious journalist, every waiting fan, the question was simple. Dylan, you and Shen Yue shared incredible chemistry on screen. Do you still keep in touch? The room went quiet. Every lens focused. Even his co-stars turned slightly, sensing something coming. Dylan's smile froze for half a second. He lowered his gaze, exhaled lightly, almost as if a memory had just brushed against his heart. And then he said it. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken emotions. Some people, he began softly, don't need to be seen every day to still matter. The audience murmured. Fans online erupted. That single sentence, unexpected, vulnerable, and raw, spread like wildfire. Within minutes, social media exploded. Hashtag Dylan Wang press conference trended worldwide. Clips of that one line looped endlessly on every platform. Fans slowed down the footage, zooming in on the look in his eyes when he said her name. Some said he looked heartbroken. Others said he looked relieved, like a man finally letting truth slip through the cracks. And Shen Yue? She hadn't been seen at any public events recently, but a few eagle-eyed fans noticed something uncanny. Just hours after Dylan's press conference aired, she posted a photo on her Weibo, a sunset fading over the ocean, with a caption that read, "Some things never really leave you." The internet caught fire. Coincidence? Or quiet reply? For those who had followed their journey since Meteor Garden, this moment felt like a chapter reopening. Years ago, Dylan was the rookie actor, bold, unpredictable. Shen Yue was the rising actress, bright, spontaneous, and kind. Together, they created something magical on screen, a connection that felt too natural to be scripted. But the industry has its rules, and behind the laughter and chemistry came separation, different projects, different agencies, different worlds pulling them apart. Still, every so often, their names found their way back to each other. In interviews, in subtle posts, in the hearts of fans who refused to forget. And now, one slip of the tongue had reignited it all. That night, Dylan's team tried to do damage control. They released a statement clarifying his words were taken out of context. But fans weren't convinced, because no PR edit could erase the emotion behind his voice. One journalist even claimed that after the conference ended, Dylan sat quietly for a few minutes backstage, looking down at his phone. He wasn't scrolling. He wasn't texting. He was just staring, as if reliving something only he understood. When someone asked if he was okay, he reportedly smiled faintly and said, "I just didn't expect her name today." It wasn't anger. It wasn't denial. It was nostalgia, gentle, bittersweet, and real. Meanwhile, fans began digging deeper. Old interviews resurfaced. Clips from variety shows where Shen Yue teased him. Behind-the-scenes videos where he couldn't stop laughing at her jokes. Moments that once felt ordinary now felt like evidence. Proof of a story that never quite ended. And as those clips spread, so did a question that everyone wanted answered. Had Dylan Wang ever truly moved on? Because no matter how many dramas he starred in, no matter how many new faces appeared beside him, no one seemed to replicate the ease, the spark, the quiet magic that existed between him and Shen Yue. A week later, something unexpected happened. A fan event in Beijing. Crowds, cameras, cheers, and there she was, Shen Yue, making her first public appearance in months. Elegant, poised, but with a softness in her eyes that fans hadn't seen before. During an interview, a reporter mentioned Dylan's recent quote. The crowd held their breath. Would she respond? Would she deflect? Shen Yue smiled, a quiet, knowing smile. And she said only this: some memories don't need to be erased. They just need a rest. It was short, but it was enough. The internet broke again. Hashtag some memories trended instantly. It felt like a poetic reply to Dylan's words. A final piece of an emotional puzzle only they could understand. As days passed, industry insiders began whispering that maybe behind the headlines and the PR statements, there was something more happening quietly. Messages exchanged in silence. Apologies sent too late. Or maybe just the soft acceptance of what once was. For two people who had once captured the hearts of millions, this wasn't just gossip. It was a reminder that even under the spotlight, even with fame and distance and time, the heart remembers what the mind tries to forget. Months later, fans spotted something else. Dylan at a music event wearing a small bracelet. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't sponsored, but old fans recognized it instantly. A handmade gift Shen Yue had once given him during the early days of filming. Was it coincidence? A quiet tribute? Or simply a man carrying a memory close to his skin? No one knew for sure. But the timing, the symbolism, it didn't go unnoticed. And so, the story that began years ago under studio lights continued to linger in the hearts of millions. Because sometimes the most powerful confessions aren't made in private rooms or whispered over phone calls. Sometimes they slip out unintentionally in the middle of a press conference, when the guard is down, when truth outweighs caution. Dylan's words that day, "Some people don't need to be seen every day to still matter," became more than just a quote. They became a confession, a reminder of something unfinished, and a reflection of a love that had survived silence. For fans, it wasn't about whether they'd reunite. It was about what their story represented. Two souls who met too early, loved too quietly, and walked away too soon. And maybe that's why it still hurts. Because deep down, everyone knows not every story needs an ending to be unforgettable. Sometimes the echo of what once was is more